because I started to get interested in it around 2004, 2005, and after my father passed away, and but somehow I look at it in a more practical way, in terms of say meditation and how it affects the mind and how it can help me. You know, in Thailand we go to temple to pray and to do that, and I don't do that, so I was just meditate, and it's like scientific for me, very scientific, and the way I construct the film is more of to trace back the memory, how the mind can travel, you know, and how the audience can float in this.
Why the topic of death then? Why?
Because I was interested. This film came after 2006 when I made Syndrome and a Century, and the film was banned, and not banned, but the censor demand cut in Thailand. So I made a little protest and did a lot of seminar and said that we shouldn't, be so submissive to the system. So and then there's a lot of filmmakers came out to support, and we had the seminar, and then we share the problem with censor, and then I interested during that time also Thai politics is really a hot issue. So I basically re-educate myself about politics, about history, because in our school it's really kind of, I think half of them are lies or not full information. It's always skip out the many violence and many trauma or many corruption or bad authoritarian practice. So I try to link with how I live, and then I saw Thailand in a different way. That is in fact, it's such a violent country, you know. So and that, you know, artists or homosexual or many people are being pushed to the margin, or the you know, or illegal worker, immigrant workers. So the language or the idea has been unified to make it what is called Thai. So and the different voices has been pushed. So I think of this as extinction, kind of extinction of culture, of voices. For example, you have a worker from, let's say, from Chan State to come to work, legal, illegal, and they have their own New Year celebration, and they have to gather in the temple to do this their ritual. But with Thai law, you cannot gather more than how many people. So the police capture them. So they cannot celebrate. So this is very obvious example of eliminating culture. Yeah. So it's going on in other fields also. So I just think about extinction and death. So and it's been developed to this project, which looking at the Northeast, and we travel and what is left and what has disappeared.
So moving from that, rather, I suppose, moving from that rather heavy, I suppose, idea of death, how do you then, maybe want to share a little bit about why you I suppose, use that imagery to also talk about rebirth through, in the death process. There's so much rebirth, and therefore there must be some hope and light at the end of the tunnel in that sense. So, what exactly you want to talk about in that process, that hope, rather than it's something bright that you see?
Well, I just interesting the cycle and the way the relationship between human, animal, and plants, kind of interchangeable or been rotating, recycle, because obviously the belief of reincarnation to transform, and also with the fact, of course, when we die, we become whatever ashes, and we not really disappear. Our body kind of become part of the nature. So it's this cycle that I'm interested in, and it's not death, it's not the end. That's what I mean. So also with cinema, this film is about old memory, about different technique, like Day for Nine and stuff. Is the path. I want to suggest that cinema is dying, as we know it, and of course digital other form is coming, but it's not that it's dying, but it's not disappearing. I think it's simply transforming. Yeah.
Yes.
Hi Joe. Notice that you are one of the producers in this film. So maybe you can share with us how do you get the funding from the various partners, including some of the associate producers. Notice Danny Glover is also one of the associate producers. Yeah. And also more on the distribution of the film in Bangkok or Thailand, especially after postcard.
Yes. This film, for me, I haven't made many films. This is the sixth one, and each one has different finance structure, but always the same producer. Yeah. So they have different schemes. So for this one, the climate of getting funding for personal film like this is getting difficult, getting harder. So in this film, because of I also do visual art, installation and photography. So there also the interest in terms of the art field and cinema, and this line between cinema and art is very blurred. So they ask for support from museums and art institutions. So many of the funding started from that, and also that's why there's this Trinity project that have art element in it. So and then after we got initial funding, with the installation, it's like 50% go to the feature, 50 go to the art, and so and then when we got that, there's other the distributor, the sales company came in, and other producer. There's so many producers, so and the film was not expensive, so they shipped in. Yeah.
And the distribution in Thailand.
Yes, we released like here for one print, after Cannes, because for me, from my experience in my last film was sometimes it's pretty hard to get audience when you go to many theaters, and Bangkok is not that big, so you have, if you open one screen, people who really want to see it will travel. So we decide on one print before we send the original everything to Germany. And I think I made a mistake because the film did very well. It did so well that we could have made another print. But then to order another print will be too expensive also.
So how long did you play in Thailand or in Bangkok?
Sorry?
How long did you play?
It played about 3 weeks. Always full theater, and then it went on to other cities. Yeah.